I'm sure that it's electrifying atmosphere where you are right now. We can see the Sita Haran, we can see the visuals coming in where the entire Ramayana is being enacted by characters, and it's we saw the light show also, the world record also made in Ayodhya, and it's a completely Ramaya atmosphere. Tell us more what you're witnessing around you.
पा रहा हूँ जो आज 500 साल के इतिहास के बाद आज का दिन ही आया है, और सड़कों को देखिए, हर तरफ यहाँ पर लोगों की भीड़ है। ये लोग अयोध्या के हैं, उत्तर प्रदेश के हैं, देश के अलग अलग कोने से आए हुए लोगों की भीड़ है। और ये क्यों आई है, जरा एक बार फिर से इन दियों की तरफ चलते हैं। वो दिए जो आज सारे किरदार हैं इस पूरी कहानी के, वो दिए जो ऐसा आभास दे रहे हैं कि आकाश गंगा से तमाम जो टिमटिमाते सितारे हैं वो सितारे उतर आए हैं ज़मीन पर। जरा इन दियों को देखिए, ये टिमटिमाते हुए दिए हैं जो यहाँ पर राम की पैड़ी पर लगाए गए हैं। एक तरफ से इन दियों को देखिए कैसे इन दियों को सजाया गया है, और इन दियों को सजाने के लिए जो पहुँचे हैं वॉलंटियर्स वो अभी लगे हुए हैं दियों को जलाने के लिए, और ये बेहद ही मनमोहक दृश्य यहाँ पर देखने को मिल रहा है।
Yes, in fact, we're also being joined by Vedic scholar Dushyant Sridhar on the phone line. Mr. Sridhar, of course, a very happy Diwali to you, and it's a beautiful scene out there if you see in Ayodhya along the ghats of Saryu, along the banks of Saryu. Record-breaking attempt, a record-breaking Deepotsav being celebrated, and this is something that marks the end of a 500-year-long wait. Who could imagine the land of Lord Ram had to wait 500 years to witness this Diwali? Lord Ram in his rightful abode finally this year is now being able to witness this Diwali, and a Diwali like never before.
Yeah, absolutely, and a very happy Deepavali to you and to all the viewers of Republic World. As you rightly put, yes, every year we celebrate Deepavali, but it's very special because the very culture, the very library, the pramanam that holds Bharatadesham together is the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. And Ramayana is called Adi Kavyam, and it has been the most translated, most transcreated works across dance, music, drama, and various other forms of art. And when we couldn't witness Ram Lalla in a beautiful temple all these 500 years, I'm sure many millions of Astikas would have been pained at heart. And trust me, 2024, this year January and now this year in October marks such a beautiful occasion where we are seeing Ram Lalla celebrating his Deepavali in his very own temple. And it's a very emotional moment, and all these depictions through dance, through music, and then the lighting of the world record diyas just adds beauty to the very festival. And trust me, if there are a lot of other Hindu festivals in Bharatadesham, but if there is one festival that has a maximum number of references in our Puranas, in our literature, in our stone and copper plate inscriptions, it is the Ramayana, and it is the Deepavali. So this day also marks such a beautiful Naraka Vadha Dinam, because Tan Natha Puja Arhamasit says Vedanta Deshika in this beautiful Sanskrit verse. So there have been many kings across Bharatadesham who have patronized this festival by giving money to people for celebrating this festival. So whether it is Deepavali, the row of lights, or Diwali or Deepotsava, I'm sure it is very special. And this year in Ayodhya, in the very presence and the benign grace, blessings of Ram Lalla, is a very emotional moment. There were days when people used to fear to go to Ayodhya. They thought that was a touch-me-not place where you can never go. And today, look, the Chief Minister and many other personalities are celebrating, which is a very emotional moment. So there is no more taboo on this beautiful city, because Ayodhya Nama Nagari Sthito Janapado Mahan Nivasya Sarayu Tire Prabhuta Dhanadanyavan Tatrasi Lokavishruta, says Valmiki in the Ramayana. He says when he was writing the Ramayana, Tatrasi Lokavishruta. It was a world-famous city, it seems, and lying by the banks of river Sarayu in the province of Kosala, This city shines. And I just pray to the Paramatma that I was born as a drone camera that could capture the beauty of this entire city.
Absolutely, the way Ramayana is being right now enacted, the Ram Leela and Deepotsav and the Saryu Aarti, the way we are seeing, Mr. Sridhar, that now people from the generations that have not really understood the significance of the Ram Janmabhoomi temple, the significance of what really went behind this fight of this movement for the rightful abode of Ram Lala. And now we see that the young and the old, everybody, it's actually a bit sad, it's quite sad in fact that, after 500 long years that Diwali is being celebrated at the Ram Lala temple, and now we are getting to know that the young, the old, the young people, the future generation also are learning about what really went behind this. And at the same time, the movement for other such temples, the rightful place for the deities, the pitch for that has been reiterated today by none other than Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, Yogi Adityanath. He very openly said that just like Ayodhya, Mathura and Kashi need to be decked up next time around. We want to see that that movement for the temples, the Shahi Eidgah and Shri Krishna Janmabhoomi temple conflict to be resolved, dispute to be resolved, and also in Kashi as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. True. Because all these places just don't represent a conglomerate of concrete and bricks. It is a beautiful amalgamation of emotions and bhakti. And I honestly feel with a very peaceful settlement without causing any hurt or harm, let there be harmony amongst communities, and people should also know how Krishna Janmabhoomi is also extremely important to the hearts of Hindus and Astikas, and so is Kashi. So these are all places that are beyond any statehood or regionality. People across the country revere Ayodhya. People across the country respect Mathura. People across the country have great love for Kashi. So these places are beyond the geographical realms of human understanding. And they are actually remnants of such beautiful civilization. And these cities need to be kept neat. Those heritage sites have to be preserved well, and people should be able to throng well with good facilities, so that the local economy also thrives. At the same time, the concept of dharma and bhakti is sustained and celebrated.
Absolutely. In fact, stay on with us, Mr. Sridhar. We also have our colleague Ajay Dubey, who's joining us from Ground Zero. Ajay, take us through what are you witnessing right now? आपके आसपास क्या कुछ दिख रहा है? लोगों के अंदर कितना उत्साह है? उस वक्त हमने देखा था दीपोत्सव से पहले भी काफ़ी ज़्यादा उत्साह था लोगों में, और इस वक्त जब दीपोत्सव जो है, दीप जो है वो प्रज्वलित हो चुके हैं और आरती जो है वो भी हो चुकी है. अब रामलीला भी दिखाई जा रही, जो रामायण जो है, पूरी रामलीला है वो भी परफॉर्म हो रही है. किस तरह का आप जो है माहौल देख रहे हैं अपने आसपास? All right, we seem to have lost that connection with Ajay Dubey. We'll try and reconnect, but Mr. Dushyant Sridhar continues to be with us live on the broadcast. Mr. Sridhar, well, this is something that we've never seen before in Ayodhya Nagari, and as you were telling us that how Ayodhya has become, it has opened the doors to entire world, and for people, there were many dhams, there are many spiritual, there are many pilgrimages now, Mr. Sridhar. Many pilgrimage sites for the devotees. But this has now emerged as another one. Tourists from across the nation are thronging to Ayodhya, but there are still people, because of the politics behind this, become very cynical. They say that this is something that has been just constructed, or this has been politicized. How do you feel that the resonance and the importance, significance could be in fact spread across the section of society and across generations also?
On a very positive note, see, the earliest transcreation for the Valmiki's Ramayanam in Sanskritam comes from a foreign country. It comes from Java, in the Javanese language called the Kakavin Ramayanam, which is around 1,300 years old. And without leaving a single day, the dance called the Kechak dance is being performed to portray Ramayanam in the beautiful archipelago nation of Indonesia and Bali. So Ramayana is not restricted to RK Puram in Delhi or to Matunga in Mumbai or to Malleshwaram in Bangalore or Westmambalam in Chennai. It has its footprints across the archipelago nation of Indonesia. It has its presence in Thailand. It has its presence and depiction through the Khmer dynasty by Suryavarman II in Cambodia. It has its presence in Iran through the Persian Ramayana. So Ramayana is not restricted to the geography that we see today. So that way I would say, if at all there is one work, if there is one Murti of Ramalila in Ayodhya, he is the one who can attract a global audience. And so I honestly feel in the years to come, if the governments are able to put consistent efforts to developing the infrastructure in Ayodhya, it will become a world-class city that has a rich civilization to it. It has a civilization where there is one work of 24,000 verses called the Valmiki Ramayana that talks the beauty and the greatness of Rama, even before most of the civilizations could know that they have to cover their bodies with clothes. And here we have Valmiki explaining the nuances of the Ramayana. So I honestly feel if there are consistent efforts put by the governments as well as a cooperation by the people, I'm sure Ayodhya, which already is famous, will become a world-class city. And it will become the very epicenter of Bharatiya tradition, culture, theology, and philosophy. And we are moving in the right direction. And coming to the second point, you did ask that there is politics being played around. People say, why politics and all of that? The day Babur destroyed the existing temple 600 years back, that is where politics began. And it had to go through a legal route. And today we have the Honorable Supreme Court of India that gave a judgment looking into all the arguments and evidences, and people across communities largely have accepted the verdict and they have moved on. There may be a bunch of people who may be whining and ranting. We can't help because the world, loko bhinna ruchihi, we cannot correct every other person, and certain people are incorrigible, irreparable and irreversible. We need to have and tolerate such bunch of people as well.
Right, Mr. Yes, Mr. Dushyant Sridhar, we will continue to speak to you over the visuals that are coming in right now. Ajay, also my colleague, is joining us from Ayodhya right now. Ajay, as we can see, it's a beautiful sight out there. A record-breaking Deepotsav, and also the Maha-Aarti has been performed with 1,100 devotees gathered there at the Saryu Ghats tonight.
बिल्कुल घाट पर आरती, और ये घाट के एक हिस्से पर ही हम आपको दिखा रहे हैं किस तरीके से ये पर्व का माहौल है। महाराज जी, क्या लग रहा है देख के, आज क्या भाव आ रहा है मन में?
भाव तो एकदम लग रहा है क्या ऐसा हम कभी देखबे नहीं किए थे।
500 साल बाद ही दिन आया है।
हाँ, दिन आया है।
भगवत भजन कर रहे हैं, भगवत भजन में क्या भाव आ रहा है मन में?
मन में तो बहुत बढ़िया आ रहा है, खुशहाल आ रहा है। इतना भजन पहले करने में नहीं था, मन करता था, उतना भजन अभी करते हैं।
देख के लग नहीं रहा है आकाश गंगा से सब तारे उतर आए हैं। क्या साधु संत आज बात कर रहे हैं?
लगभग करता है।
देखिए, ये साधु संत है, अपने मनों का भाव जाहिर कर रहे हैं। और जरा एक बार फिर से आपको तस्वीरों में दिखाते हैं घाट को किस तरीके से सजाया गया है। ये घाट का एक हिस्सा है, सरयू नदी के तट के पास बना हुआ ये हिस्सा है, जहां पर जो ये लगाई गई हैं तमाम आप तस्वीरें देख रहे हैं, जहां पर दियों को सजाया गया है। इन दियों को देखकर क्या भाव आपके मन में आ रहा है? आप लोग आए हैं यहाँ पर, कितना देखने में अलग लग रहा है। कहाँ से आए आप लोग?
सर यही अयोध्या के रहने वाले।
क्या भाव आ रहा है मन में इन दियों को देख के?
सर अच्छा लग रहा है।
आप आगे आइए, बताइए, अच्छा लग रहा है?
बोल रही हैं। जी सर, बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है।
जब से दीपोत्सव मनाना शुरू हुआ है अयोध्या वासियों के लिए, तो कितना कुछ, प्रभु श्री राम ही कहते हैं कि अवधपुरी मम प्रिय नहीं सोऊ, भगवान को ही इतना अवधपुरी आपका प्रिय है। आप लोग कैसे देख रहे हैं आज के इस पर्व को?
सर मैं 3 साल से बट यहाँ रह रही हूँ, भीड़ की वजह से सर मैं नहीं आ पाती थी।
भीड़ कुछ कम है ऐसा लग रहा है?
नहीं सर, भीड़ कम नहीं है, बस साथ मिला लोगों का, इसलिए चले आए। अकेले की वजह से सर नहीं आ पा रहे थे।
और ये दिए इतने जल रहे हैं, कैसा लग रहा है देखने में?
सर बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है।
बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है। तो देखिए, स्थानीय लोग हैं, अपने मनों के भाव को भी जाहिर कर रहे हैं किस तरीके से हर छोर पर, जिस तरफ जिस दिशा। आप बताइए क्या लग रहा है देख के? कहाँ से आए?
मैं वेस्ट बंगाल मेदिनीपुर से आया हूँ।
मेदिनीपुर से आए हैं। आपके यहाँ तो बड़े धार्मिक पर्वों पर तोड़ फोड़ और तस्वीरें देखने को मिलती है, यहाँ कैसा लग रहा है देख?
बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है, बहुत बढ़िया लग रहा है, निजों को बहुत भगवान लग रहा है जी, बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है। हम परिवार सब आया है, 10 आदमी आया है, बच्चा सब आया है।
अच्छा।
हाँ, ये प्रदीप जी दिया जलाया, खूब अच्छा लगा।
आपने भी जलाया?
हाँ, हमने भी जलाया, बच्चा भी जलाया, मेरा मम्मी भी जलाया।
चेहरे पर कैसी मुस्कान है, और ये मुस्कान ही पूरी कहानी बयां कर रही है कि कितना मन में अगाध आस्था, प्रेम और समर्पण आज के दिन को लेकर है। अद्भुत छटा आज यहाँ पर देखने में अयोध्या को मिल रही है।
Absolutely, Ajay Dubey getting us the live visuals and of course the excitement amongst the devotees who have thronged to the Saryu Ghats and the grandeur there celebrated. Viewers, I believe if Mr. Dushyant is with us, Mr. Dushyant, of course, as we see. All right, we will continue to get you more voices from Ground Zero viewers. What we know is that the record has been attempted. 1,100 devotees participated in the biggest Saryu Aarti also this night. And Ajay continues to get us latest from Ground Zero. Ajay, of course, it has been a dazzling Deepotsav. Of course, there is a lot of excitement amongst the people, a lot of excitement. And this really, shows that what really Ram Lala means, what the festival of Diwali means, the sentiments, the enthusiasm, the emotions that are, connected with this very festival of the country. And it is part of our rich heritage, of our cultural traditions, and the same goes for Lord Ram and his legacy that is finally getting its rightful place today.